The slap was so loud that it silenced the entire mall. Smack! A thin, elderly delivery man staggered backward, crashing into a glass railing. His delivery cap flew off and landed near the feet of shocked onlookers. For a second, no one breathed. Then chaos exploded. Did she just slap him? Record this! Record this! Oh my God! Phones shot up instantly. The woman who slapped him, dressed in a designer coat, diamond earrings flashing, pointed at him furiously. Watch where you're going, you filthy man, she screamed. You people don't belong in places like this. The old man held his cheek. A red mark burned across his face, but his eyes showed no anger, only quiet shock. I'm sorry, he said softly. I didn't see you turn. The woman scoffed. Of course you didn't. You delivery trash are always clueless. Security guards rushed toward them. Instead of helping the old man, one guard grabbed his arm. Sir, you need to leave immediately, the crowd murmured. He probably tried to steal something. Look at his clothes. Why is he even here? No one asked what really happened. No one defended him. And no one knew that this one slap would cost the mall more than it had ever lost before. The mall was called Silver Crown Plaza, one of the most exclusive shopping destinations in Chicago. Politicians shopped here. Celebrities dined here. Deals worth millions were signed over quiet cups of espresso. People without money usually didn't even make it past the front doors. The old man's name was Henry Coleman. At least that's what everyone believed. Henry worked as a delivery contractor, or so it seemed. Every morning he wore the same worn jacket, the same faded shoes, and pushed the same small trolley filled with sealed packages. To most people, he was invisible. To some, he was an inconvenience. That afternoon, Henry had finished his deliveries early. As he walked through the mall, something caught his eye. A luxury pen displayed inside a high-end stationery boutique called Blackridge Atelier. The pen was elegant, simple, powerful. He stopped. Inside the store, Laura Bennett, a senior sales associate in her late 20s, noticed him immediately. Her smile faded. She leaned toward her coworker and whispered, "Great, another one." Henry stepped inside. The bell chimed softly. "Good afternoon," he said politely. "May I see that pen in the center display?" Laura didn't move. She looked him up and down slowly. "Sir," she said coldly, "that pen costs more than most people's rent." Henry nodded. "I understand. It's for my daughter. She just became a lawyer." Laura laughed in sharp and loud. "You delivery guys really love fairy tales," she replied. "Please don't touch anything." Henry raised his hand slightly. "I won't. I just wanted to see it." She crossed her arms. "We don't entertain window shoppers here." A couple browsing nearby glanced over, smirking. Henry felt the familiar weight in his chest. Not embarrassment, but sadness. He smiled faintly. "Thank you for your time," he said. As he turned to leave, Laura muttered under her breath, "Some people should know their limits." Henry heard every word. Outside the store, Henry paused near a marble pillar. His reflection stared back at him. Gray hair, tired eyes, simple clothes. He reached into his pocket and touched a plain gold ring. For a moment, his jaw tightened. Then he exhaled slowly. He pulled out his phone and sent a short message. Phase 1 complete. No anger, no revenge, just patience. What no one in Silver Crown Plaza knew was this. Henry Coleman was not a delivery man. His real name was Harold Kingsley, founder and silent owner of Kingsley Holdings, a private investment group that owned logistics companies, retail chains, and quietly or his stakes in Silver Crown Plaza itself. He believed in one principle above all. Money tests people, but invisibility reveals them. Once every year, Harold walked among his own properties unnoticed, dressed simply, treated ordinarily, to see the truth. That day he had seen enough, and tomorrow would reveal everything. As night fell, emails were sent, meetings were scheduled, contracts were paused, and somewhere in the city, a woman replayed a video of a slap that had already gone viral, not knowing her life was about to change forever. By morning, the video was everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube Shorts, a 60-second clip titled, "Luxury Mall Woman Slaps Elderly Delivery Man. Shocking." Millions of views. Comments flooded in. This is disgusting. Why did security remove him? Money doesn't buy manners. Inside Silver Crown Plaza, panic spread faster than the video. Store managers gathered in hushed groups. Security supervisors whispered urgently into radios. Employees refreshed their phones every few seconds. At 9:07 a.m., an internal email arrived. Subject: Emergency Executive Review, Mandatory Attendance. No explanation, just one line at the bottom, sent by Kingsley Holdings. No one noticed the name. Yet, at exactly 11 a.m., the glass doors of the executive boardroom closed. Inside sat 12 people: mall executives, legal advisors, brand partners. At the head of the table was an empty chair. A large screen flickered on. The video played. Silence. The slap echoed again, louder than before. When the clip ended, a calm voice filled the room. Pause it there. Everyone turned. A man stepped forward from the shadows. Perfectly tailored navy suit, silver cufflinks, calm, controlled presence. It was the delivery man, but transformed. I believe, he said, this is where respect left the building. Murmurs rippled through the room. One executive stammered, "And you are?" He smiled faintly. "My name is Harold Kingsley." A lawyer's face turned pale. Another executive whispered, "That's impossible." Harold placed a folder on the table. "According to these documents," he said calmly, "Kingsley Holdings owns 38% of Silver Crown Plaza." Gasps. "That makes me," he continued, "your largest silent stakeholder." The room froze. Harold pressed a button. A new video appeared. Security footage. Multiple angles, clear audio. The truth, the woman's slap, security's reaction, the crowd's silence. "I gave this place a year to prove something," Harold said. "I came dressed as nothing, to see who you really were." He looked directly at the head of security. "You failed." Then to HR. "You failed." Then to the brand managers. "You allowed cruelty to wear luxury." No one spoke. Meanwhile, across the city, Margaret Hale, the woman who slapped him, sat staring at her phone. Her inbox overflowed. Her employer had called. Her social circle had gone silent. Her face was everywhere. She whispered, "It was just a moment." She didn't know the moment wasn't over. Laura, the sales associate, watched customers walk past her. No smiles, no greetings, just judgment. She replayed yesterday in her mind, the laugh, the words. Her manager approached. "HR wants to see you." Her legs trembled. Back in the boardroom, Harold closed the folder. "Tomorrow," he said, "the public will see what accountability looks like. And some of you will no longer represent luxury." He turned toward the door. Behind him, careers crumbled, reputations shattered, and outside the world waited. The city woke up uneasy. News channels replayed the clip again and again. Headlines screamed across screens, "Billionaire exposes luxury mall after shocking assault." Respect can't be bought, the Harold Kingsley story. Outside Silver Crown Plaza, reporters gathered like vultures. Inside, silence ruled. At exactly 10 a.m., Harold Kingsley walked through the main entrance, cameras flashing, microphones shouting questions. He didn't answer. He walked straight into the central atrium where a stage had been set overnight. Mall executives stood behind him, some pale, some shaking. Millions were watching live. Harold stepped forward. "When I was young," he began calmly, "my father taught me something simple." He paused. He said, "If you want to know a person's worth, remove their power." The crowd leaned in. "Yesterday, I walked through this mall without power, without status, without wealth." He gestured to the screen behind him. "And this is how I was treated." The slap played again. A collective gasp. Harold continued, "This isn't about one woman. This is about a culture that mistakes money for superiority." He turned toward the executives. "Luxury is not marble floors or glass walls." His voice hardened. "Luxury is dignity." A document appeared on the screen. "Effective immediately," Harold announced. "The following actions have been taken." The head of mall security terminated Black Ridge Atelier's contract, revoked mandatory ethics training across all stores, A public apology fund for service workers. Then he paused. And the woman who struck me. The camera cut to Margaret Hale, seated at home, watching the live stream, tears streaming down her face. She has issued a private apology, Harold said. I accept it. Gasps. But forgiveness, he added softly, does not erase consequences. Harold's tone softened. I came to buy a pen, he said, smiling faintly. For my daughter. The crowd stilled. She grew up watching me work, quietly. She learned that respect isn't demanded, it's practiced. He reached into his pocket and pulled out the pen. I bought it yesterday. People realized something then. He never needed revenge. He needed truth. Harold looked straight into the camera. To every delivery driver, cleaner, waiter, guard, his voice cracked slightly. You matter. The crowd erupted into applause. Some cried, some lowered their eyes in shame. Harold stepped back. His job was done. If you agree that respect is more valuable than riches, show it in the comments and subscribe to the channel, because kindness is never forgotten.